just between us and everyone listening. Welcome to Just Between Us. Late night thoughts and random stuff, mental health and messy moments, things that should have stayed inside the group chat.
Welcome to the Just Between Us podcast with me, Jamie.
And me, Lauren.
And we have no idea what we are doing.
But that's okay.
A little bit about you, Lauren.
I'm turning 30 this year, which I'm very scared about. And I work for the local council. And I don't know any more facts about myself.
I am turning 27 and I work for a company that supports people coming out of custody. I'm not going to go too much more into that. I really do enjoy what I do. And I think that's the most important thing. What's this podcast about?
It's about anything and everything. Don't really know, and it'll just be fun to find out.
Yeah.
My friends having a chat.
Yeah.
So you recently had quite a life-changing diagnosis.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that a little bit.
I don't mind. So I've recently got diagnosed with combination ADHD. It was quite a confusing time. I originally went in for a diagnosis for autism. We thought I was definitely autistic.
I still think you're definitely autistic.
Apparently, I am not at all. So combination ADHD is both attention deficit and hyperactivity.
Okay.
Basically, I can go into what I call ADHD paralysis and not be able to do anything at all, and then all of a sudden I've got a burst of energy and I'm hyper-focused in some sort of activity, whether that's like arts or podcast or whatever it might be.
How do you think that having your diagnosis has changed your life or your perception?
It's allowed me to understand why I think the way I do and why I catastrophise things and why I can lose interest in things or people. If you're not in my inbox constantly calling me, I tend to forget people, and I think that's the worst side of ADHD. But then it's also allowed me to be more accepting of myself, and it's also helped me in my everyday job and in my personal life and just be a lot better at accepting who I am.
That's really positive though, that you've had that experience, and I think also it's helped you understand yourself more, why sometimes you have reactions that you have or have difficulties that you have or things like that. So I think that's really positive for you.
Definitely.
What do you think has there been any negatives for you?
It can be quite difficult for me to get my point across to why I react in certain things. I'll either go into avoidance or I'll try and combat it face on in the moment. I need to talk about it there and then, there's no in between, and I think a lot of people around me might struggle with that, but I don't really see a lot of negatives, to be honest. I think it's more of a superpower.
How was the process for you for getting your assessment, getting your diagnosis and getting your meds? I know there's especially a long wait list nowadays for stuff like that, but how did you find the process?
I managed to get a diagnosis and referral and medication within 4 weeks, which is a little bit unheard of. A lot of people, when they were seeking diagnoses, just went through the GP and wasn't aware of the right to choose options. And as long as you're checking in on the lowest wait times and doing your research into the places, you can get diagnoses pretty quickly. So
I think something people need to be made more aware of, if the GP could tell them about the right to choose path, then maybe it's something more people could access.
Yeah, if people are aware, right to choose it's a little bit complicated. So there is a website, can't remember what it's called, but if you type in right to choose, it gives you a list of the right to choose providers, their wait times, referrals, the wait times for assessment and the wait times to get access to medication. So it has loads of really amazing information on there. I chose to go through my right to choose path with Harrow Health. If you go on the Harrow Health website, it'll basically give you the letter template sent to your GP. It gives you GP instructions on how to go forward with the referral as well. And because I did everything very quickly and before the GP needed me to do it and I had everything ready, that's also what helped me go through the process quite quickly.
Yeah.
It was 2 weeks to get an assessment. After the assessment, they go through loads of questions. It took about an hour. I was quite nervous about that. And then they tell you right at the end whether they think you've got ADHD or not. If they say, yes, you do have ADHD, it is this type, what do you want to go forward with? Medication or therapies or none? You don't have to do anything. Some people just want a diagnosis, and I went through the medication route.
Okay. I know you made some TikToks on your experiences with the medication, so we don't have to get into that too much. They can just watch your TikToks.
Yeah, been a really, really good journey overall. It's allowed me to lose weight, which was a part of my goal as well, and I have a lot more focus, and I'm doing things as and when I need to do them.
Things that I saw in you that I understood more after you got your diagnosis. We would send like a video in the group chat, and it'd be you with a spatula like ripping all your wallpaper off because you just had to do it. You would like get so hyper focused on something that you would do it all in like a couple of hours, even though like it made no sense for you to do it. You would just have to do it now.
I definitely have noticed the same. Like, I have an idea and then I have to do it right there and then.
But it's really fun, like, to be around that kind of energy.
Does it ever feel draining though?
Not to me, no.
No, that's nice.
Yes, that's nice. I don't really mind what we do or where we go, what we eat or stuff like that. Like, I like to go with the flow, so it's really good for me to have someone who's like making those decisions, because I'm like, that's like preferable to me.
Another positive of getting the medication is before, us two together trying to make a decision would take like an hour, 2 hours.
What do you think? I don't know. What do you think? What do you feel like doing? What do you feel like doing? I don't know. What do you think?
And then we just end up watching a movie and just scrolling on our phones anyways, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And we do enjoy just being in each other's like space. But I think now we're doing more together.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going out or doing something creative or whatever it might be, a bit more like purpose to it.
Yeah, which I think is more fun. I think we went through a period of time which was really nice and really comforting, but we would sit side by side on our phones together for hours on end, recharging like batteries and stuff. But it's also really good to get out there and do stuff.
Yeah, and I think as well, mental health is actually doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm on the stable and up and up.
Yeah, so am I, and it's a really weird place to be in. We're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm really proud of us lately. I think we're both thriving.
Yeah, I think we are. I guess just being more positive on things, seeing the better side of it.
I think my mindset's definitely changed. I think before I used to be quite a pessimistic person and very like down and be like, oh, bad things are always happening to me. And then changing my perspective, I definitely believe in like what you put out in the universe, you get back, and change since becoming more positive things are happening.
Yeah.
And more positive.
Yeah, definitely. Overall, we're both doing really well, and I think we bounce off each other as well.
I think we always have. We've always been able to have that like back and forth like chat and bouncing off each other and bouncing ideas and getting like really excited about things together.
I think that's why we work. So, no, it's really good.
Keep saying podcast, and they read those Am I the Arsehole threads, and I thought we could just do a quick one.
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, so am I the arsehole for wanting to break up with my girlfriend because of different work ethics?
Go on.
My girlfriend, female, mid-20s, and I, male, mid-20s, have been together for a little over 2 years. In the beginning, things were great. We talked a lot about goals, ambition, and building a future together. I felt like we were on the same page. For context, I've always been very work-focused. I've worked consistently since I was younger: food service, lifeguarding, warehouse work, enlisted in the National Guard.
How old is she again?
Mid-20s.
Mid-20s. Okay.
For the past 3 years, I've been in law enforcement. I worked 1,600 hours of overtime in the last 2 years, some voluntary, a lot mandated. I make a solid income, and I'm very structured and financially focused. And it seems like he knows what he's like wanted to do.
Yeah.
My girlfriend has mostly worked retail type jobs, manager, temp work, now doing real estate with no sales yet, and serving. I guess waitressing.
Right. Yeah, I'm guessing it's in America then.
Yeah. I currently cover most of our bills while she contributes towards paying down debt, hers and some of mine.
Okay.
The issue is that over time I feel like her mindset has changed, or maybe I just didn't see it clearly at first. Early on she talked a lot about ambition and pushing herself, but now it feels like she gets discouraged quickly, says she's unhappy at work and doesn't follow through the way I expected. When I try to encourage her to push more, it usually turns into I'm trying or frustration. Recently she brought up wanting to move across the country fairly soon. To me that feels unrealistic given our current financial situation and lack of stability. I'm very big on planning and calculated decisions, while she tends to lean more towards taking risks and figuring it out. I think it's over like very big things as well.
Yeah.
Things that you like tend to need to like agree on, otherwise like it's a completely difference in the way
Like
that you
housing,
live your life.
finances, like these are not decisions that you can make lightly.
No. And they're like things that like tend to like align with like values and the way that you want to live your life. Like being more spontaneous is okay, but then like you've got to have some financial stability to be spontaneous.
Yeah. Okay.
At this point, I'm starting to feel like we don't have the same work ethic or long-term outlook, and it's making me question the relationship. I don't want to feel like I'm carrying most of the responsibility long-term, but I also don't know if I'm being too rigid or expecting too much. Am I the arsehole for thinking about ending things over this?
I don't think so. Like, if you look at it like as if it's so black and white, then no. These are things that, like you say, need to be well thought out.
I think it's a little unfair of her to expect him to move across the country when it's his job that's the one that's providing for them the most. What's the plan when they do move in terms of jobs?
And they've got debt as well, so...
Yeah, I wouldn't move without paying off debt first.
And I wouldn't move without having a job lined up either.
I think at the end of the day, they probably won't break up over this one thing, but I think it's showing more gaps in like their differences of values and beliefs.
Definitely. And maybe it's just a thing of bad communication. If this is something that she wanted to do and wanted to move to a different state or a different country or whatever it might be, should have made that clear in the beginning.
It's like a telltale sign that they can't talk about finances, that she gets frustrated. That leads to a bigger issue because you need to be able to talk about these things.
Yeah, and a lot of people do struggle talking about finances. If you've got that agreement of we're paying the bills, this is how much the bills are, the rest is yours, the rest is mine, then you can't be annoyed about how the other person spends that money, as long as it's obviously not impacting the relationship. I don't know, it's a difficult one, isn't it?
He's paying for everything though, she's just paying towards debts.
But how much is that debt?
In America it's stuff like student loans and stuff, which is thousands, so it could be like a lot of debt.
And you have a time frame
Yeah.
to pay them off, unlike in the UK. But yeah, no, it's a hard one.
I think he would be the asshole to break up with her without having a conversation and
Yeah.
giving her a chance to understand and maybe change her behaviour or have that honest conversation.
Yeah.
Like if he just breaks up with her.
Because then it also shows like he can't communicate, she can't communicate, but he can't communicate either.
I think he needs to like set it down and be like, okay, this is the issue that I'm having.
Yeah.
This is why I feel like it's an issue. What can we do?
Was there any other...
But this person thought he was the arsehole.
Okay.
But I feel like this is some pull yourself up by your bootstraps type shit. She's in her mid-20s, has always held a job, is contributing to your shared debt during one of the worst job markets ever, and you expect her to magically conjure up something with a higher wage. You're the arsehole.
Oh my god. Interesting.
I think like there's no right or wrong in this. I feel like there is a wrong in if you just break up with her and don't communicate though.
Yeah, like there's a right and a wrong way to go about it.
Yeah, but there's not a right or wrong way to feel about it.
Yeah, exactly. Because everyone's feelings are valid, and it shouldn't feel like the way he feels isn't valid. Yeah.
I don't know. So it goes.
Interesting.
Interesting. Thanks for having me on the podcast, co-host.
First,
Thanks for staying with us. Listen again.
if you've enjoyed it, I do hope you come back. I don't mind if you don't. If you've got any suggestions on segments or topics of conversation, that would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, thanks for listening. I hope that was okay.
And this looks good.